I think that first, we are meeting today in this informal European Council to show unity. The Europeans support Denmark, its territorial integrity, its sovereignty, and also to acknowledge that when Europe is united, strong, and reacts quickly, things return to order and calm. And I am pleased that we began the week with a form of escalation, threats, invasion threats, and tariff threats. And we have returned to a situation that seems much more acceptable to me, even if we remain vigilant. And so what should be concluded is that when Europe reacts in a united manner, using the instruments at its disposal, and while it is threatened, it can make itself respected. And that is a very good thing. And therefore, it is a policy that France and the Europeans want to pursue. We are for peace, for stability. We want the international order to be calm, and when we are threatened or when one of us is subjected to pressures, constraints, it is normal that there is solidarity, that by using the instruments that are ours, we make ourselves respected. This is what happened this week. Now, we will discuss tonight, I think, the exercises that NATO will have organized. France is fully available to participate. I will also reiterate to the Danish Prime Minister our full support in the discussions that will need to be conducted, and we remain extremely vigilant and thus ready to use the instruments that are ours if we were once again under the threat of threats. It is also a good opportunity to revisit the situation in Ukraine, both our short-term financial and military support, the planning of the security guarantees that we agreed upon a few weeks ago in Paris. And I think in this regard it is also a good way to reconnect.
Do you think Mr. Trump acts or speaks like an ally or friend of Europe?
Listen, I am not here to judge. Things are calming down, and so we should be pleased about that. And I think that now, things need to be more stable and more predictable. That's what we all want.
Has Trump been able to give his agreement? And what role does access to resources play?
Listen, today there is a discussion that will begin within the framework of NATO for security, within the framework of the bilateral relations that exist between Denmark and the United States. And I think that everything related to sovereignty is part of this bilateral discussion, and in the hands of the Danes. It's not up to us, if I may say so, to speak in this regard. And so the principles remain the same. We must approach this with a lot of calm.
Tense exchanges at a distance with President Trump. What did you?
I don't know. That doesn't depend on me. Listen, I am extremely calm and consistent. I've been talking about European independence, European strategic autonomy for 9 years, respect for sovereignty everywhere. We do it in Ukraine. We do it for Palestine. We do it for Denmark. And we are predictable. Simply, we expect France to be respected, Europe to be respected. And whenever they are not, we will express ourselves and act with clarity.
Mr. President, you spoke about the ship, the tanker suspected of being Russian.
We continue to act with clarity there as well. We have explained that the Ghost Fleet was a problem for all of us because it allowed financing of Russia's war effort, and it contravened the rules and sanctions that we had decided. And so the French Navy acted in good order to enforce the law and to thwart the movement of a ship that precisely contributes to this phantom fault. So it's a good thing. It shows the effectiveness of the French Navy and the consistency of our effort.
Et la constance de notre effort. Merci beaucoup, monsieur.